What if I told you the secret to achieving firm, lasting erections after 60 has been quietly inside your own body all along? No pills, no side effects, no complex routines. It might seem unbelievable, but it's true. I'm Dr. Moitkara, and after more than 30 years helping men regain their sexual confidence, I've seen that often the body holds the solutions we've ignored, especially when it comes to unlocking your natural ability to perform. Today, I'll reveal something most men have never heard. 3 specific points on your body that, when gently tapped before intimacy, can awaken your arousal system, boost blood flow to the penis, and naturally create rock-hard erections, reliably and simply. This method is free, easy, and supported by both ancient acupressure and modern science. Yet many men over 60 go their entire lives without ever trying it. In the next few minutes, I'll guide you step by step through these secret points, where they are, how to tap them, when to do it, and why it works. All you need are your own 2 hands and a few quiet moments before intimacy. I'll also share a quick 90-second ritual I've taught to many patients, men who almost gave up on sex, showing how this small change reignited their desire, function, and self-respect. Before I show you where to tap and how, let's understand why this technique works. When you grasp what's happening inside your body, you won't just believe it. You'll feel connected to the process. As we age, especially beyond 60, our bodies don't respond to arousal like before. It's not just about testosterone or desire, it's about how your nervous system, circulation, and stress levels interact in those key moments before intimacy. This is where tapping becomes powerful. By stimulating specific pressure points, you send a signal to your body saying, "Relax, it's safe, let the blood flow." It's like flipping a biological switch, from stress to arousal, from tension to readiness. Now let's explore the science behind it, neurologically and physically, and why tapping just 3 points may be the key to firmer, stronger erections without medication. 1. Why tapping works. The science of pressure points and sexual response. I'll be honest, when I first heard about tapping as a way to support erections, I was skeptical. As a doctor trained in Western medicine, I naturally looked for prescriptions, blood tests, or clinical treatments. But after years of listening to patients, researching, and witnessing real results, I realized that not every solution comes in a bottle. Some of the most powerful answers are already inside you, waiting to be unlocked. The human body is wired for intimacy, but as we age, that wiring frays. Blood flow slows, nerves dull, stress weighs heavier. Many men over 60 resign themselves, thinking, maybe this is just how it has to be now. But it doesn't have to be. Not if you understand how your nervous system works, and how to gently awaken it. Tapping isn't just touch, it's a conversation between your mind and body, your brain and blood vessels. Applying light, rhythmic pressure to specific points stimulates nerve endings that send messages deep inside. These signals activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the body's green light mode, telling muscles to relax, heart rate to steady, and blood vessels to open. This shift is critical for sexual function. Erections don't happen when you're stressed. They happen when you're calm, centered, and your circulation flows freely. Tapping helps create that environment without drugs or side effects. I've seen men frustrated for years start to notice change after just a few sessions. They felt more alive, responsive, confident. Not because their testosterone suddenly spiked, but because their bodies were finally allowed to work as intended. Now I want to show you the first point, one of the most powerful spots in the body to unlock pelvic energy and trigger blood flow where it matters most. Many men carry this power every day without realizing it until they tap into it. Let me show you exactly where and how. Point 1. CV6, the Sea of Energy lower abdomen. The first time I showed this point to a patient in his early 70s, he looked at me with disbelief mixed with quiet hope. "You mean I just tap here?" he asked, pointing just below his navel. "That's it?" I smiled. "I've heard that question countless times, and the answer is always yes. It really can be that simple. The CV6 point, also called the Sea of Energy, lies a couple of finger widths below your belly button. It has been used in Eastern medicine for centuries to awaken life force, and modern science is beginning to understand why. This area connects directly with deep pelvic nerves and blood vessels responsible for erectile function. When gently stimulated, it directs blood flow to the lower abdomen and groin, easing core tension and preparing the area for arousal. But beyond physiology, something emotional happens here too. Many older men carry shame or frustration in this region, years of feeling less than whole. When they connect with this point, tapping and breathing as warmth stirs deep inside, it's like awakening something dormant for far too long. I tell my patients, don't tap mechanically, tap with intention. Visualize energy moving, blood flowing, your body remembering its strength. Tap for about a minute, take slow, deep breaths, and notice how your body responds. You might feel a subtle tingling or warmth growing low in your abdomen. That's the sea of energy rising. It's quiet power, but deeply masculine. You're not forcing it, you're inviting it, and sometimes that's everything. If this point awakens your energy, the next one calms your mind. Because even with good blood flow, if anxiety takes over, everything can shut down. Let me show you the next vital spot, a place few expect, for grounding and calm before intimacy. If you're still here and this resonates, type the number 1 in the comments to show you're following along. Point 2, K1, the bubbling spring sole of the foot. I'll never forget a patient named George, 68 years old, who came to me after years of silent struggle. His biggest hurdle wasn't blood flow, it was anxiety. Whenever intimacy neared, his mind raced, his heart pounded, and his erection vanished. He said it felt like his body and mind were in separate rooms. That's when I introduced him to the K1 point, the bubbling spring, located on the sole of the foot just below the ball. It may seem an odd spot to target sexual function, but it activates the root of arousal, calm, grounded energy. At this stage in life, many men carry low-level tension daily. Stress builds, and when it matters most, when you want to be present, engaged, strong, your nervous system is too wired to cooperate. The K1 point speaks directly to that overactive system. Tapping or pressing here gently sends a calming message. Slow down, let go, trust the moment. George started tapping his K1 points each night, just 20 to 30 seconds per foot, and noticed his thoughts slowed, breath deepened, and confidence returned little by little. There's something deeply grounding about touching your feet before sex. It shifts your awareness away from mental chatter to the strength of your body. Combined with the energy you've awakened in your lower abdomen, you create a powerful balance, energy rising from below and anxiety falling away beneath you. But there's one more crucial piece. While the body responds to tapping in these lower zones, there's a surprising point high above that brings everything together. It's a spot most men never consider but holds the key to switching your brain from tension to desire. Let me show you. Point 3. GV20, the 100 meetings, top of the head. I remember Richard, 72 years old, sitting across from me. He said, "Doc, my body is willing, but my mind won't follow." His hands were steady, but his eyes revealed years of doubt creeping in before intimacy, stealing connection. For men like Richard, and maybe you, this next point isn't just helpful, it's essential. The GV20 point sits quietly at the crown of your head. It's called the 100 meetings because in traditional medicine, it's where energy from all body parts converges. Strangely, gently tapping here doesn't just stimulate nerves, it shifts your entire internal state, creating stillness and presence. Many older men carry more mental noise than they realize. Worries, fears, past failures piling up like static blocking arousal. Even when the body is ready, the mind can shut it down. GV20 helps. Just 20 to 30 seconds of soft tapping at the crown changes things. You feel yourself return to your body, your breath slows, and suddenly the moment isn't intimidating, it feels inviting. I often tap this point myself during stressful days. Not for sex, but to reset, refocus, reconnect. Together with the lower points, GV20 completes the circuit, from pelvic energy to calm grounding to mental clarity. In intimacy, that clarity means everything. It turns performance into connection, pressure into presence. Now imagine combining all 3 points, energy, grounding, clarity, into one flowing practice you can do in just 90 seconds before intimacy. That's exactly what I'll show you next, a simple sequence that unlocks your body's natural readiness like never before. Stay with me. If you're still following and finding this helpful, type 1 in the comments to let me know. Point 4. The sequence tap method before sex. Now that you understand each point's power, the real magic happens when you combine them into a short, intentional ritual. This activates your body, calms your mind, and centers your energy before intimacy. I call it the sequence tap method. Honestly, it's one of the most beautiful things I've seen older men embrace. It's not just technique, it becomes a practice of self-respect. It's quick, under 2 minutes, but in those quiet moments, something powerful unfolds. You're not rushing or panicking. You're connecting with yourself, your breath, and the moment ahead. Start by tapping just below your belly button to awaken the sea of energy. Feel your lower body respond. Next, move to the crown of your head, the 100 meetings point. Invite your mind to slow and meet your body. Finally, finish at the soles of your feet, tapping gently to calm your nervous system and ground your energy. 3 points, 3 steps, and 3 chances to reconnect with the strength that's always been yours. One patient told me he now looks forward to this practice as much as intimacy itself. "It makes me feel whole again," he said, "like I'm finally in sync with myself." That's the essence. The sequence tap isn't a gimmick. It's permission to feel, lead, and love with presence and confidence. You're not doing this for performance. You're doing it to reconnect with the part of you that never left, the man who still desires, feels, and deserves pleasure and closeness. Now I want to give you a simple plan you can start tonight. A few small steps to build this into your life and see real, consistent, natural results. 5. What to do next. Your action plan. By now you know more than most men about naturally supporting your sexual vitality. The beauty is everything you've learned. All points, every breath, every gentle tap is already within your reach. No prescriptions, no waiting rooms, no shame. Just you, your body, and a quiet moment of intention. So what next? Start tonight. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Set aside just 2 minutes before bed or before intimacy. Use the sequence tap method as I showed you. CV6, GV20, K1, with 3 deep relaxed breaths between each step. Let your body respond without pressure. Release expectations. What you're building isn't just a habit, it's a rhythm, a return to balance. Do this for 7 days. That's all I ask. Make it a small ritual like brushing your teeth or washing your face. As you go through each day, notice not just physical changes, but emotional shifts. Are you feeling more confident, present, hopeful? That's the real success. When your mind starts trusting your body again, everything changes. You might want to share this with your partner. Many men I've worked with found that opening this part of their lives deepened connection, not only in bed, but in conversation, trust, and affection. What starts with gentle tapping often grows into something far more intimate. If after a week you feel stronger, more responsive, more alive, don't stop. Keep going. Your body remembers what it was made for, and so does your spirit. Before we finish, one last thing, not about technique or points, but a deeper truth every man over 60 deserves to hear. Final thoughts, reclaiming your sexual power. If there's one message I want you to take from this, it's this. Your age doesn't define your desire, strength, or right to enjoy deep, satisfying intimacy. Too many men over 60 believe their best days are behind them, that fading erections and lost connection are just the price of aging. I don't accept that, and neither should you. You've learned something most men never will. How simple, deliberate tapping on 3 key points, the lower abdomen, crown of the head, and soles of the feet, can restore your body's balance. How it shifts your nervous system from stress to arousal, allowing blood to flow, confidence to return, and intimacy to feel natural again. But beyond science and technique, this is about reclaiming your identity, the part of you buried under years of silence, shame, or disappointment, the part that still longs to feel wanted, capable, and connected. I say this not just as a doctor, but as a man who's listened to hundreds of stories. Each one different, but all asking the same question. Is it too late for me? My answer every time, no. It's never too late to come back to life. Whether married or single, active or hesitant, what matters now is what you choose to do next. You've got a method, a plan, your body, wiser, not weaker. With just a few quiet minutes and intention, you can start feeling change you never thought possible. So don't leave this thinking about what you've lost. Leave thinking about what you're about to regain, your power, presence, and pride. This is your time. Your story isn't finished. In fact, the most intimate chapter may be just beginning. If this message spoke to you, gave you hope, clarity, or even a moment of reflection, please take a moment to like, share, or comment one below to join others on this journey. Together, let's bring natural, confident vitality back into your life, because every man over 60 deserves to feel strong again. Dr. Moitkara.